maybe it's not traditionally, like I said, it's modern masculinity. So maybe it's not like I come home and I protect you. It's maybe I come home and I make some dinner. Maybe I come home and I gotta clean up a little bit, dude. I don't see things anymore. This is why I was telling you. I don't see things anymore like, oh, that's a woman's job. That's a man's job. The fucking rug needs to be. I was gonna say mowed. The, the rug needs to be vacuumed. Where's the fucking vacuum cleaner, dude? I got it. Cause, dude, I'm a fucking man who gets shit done. I don't care what the fucking task is. If it needs to be done, where's the tool? Let me get it done. Because you have to make the fucking tough decisions as a leader. I had to, and I think there's a lot of men out there that will connect to this. Is I had to find my true masculinity, but it was only because I had to start looking. You don't just you're not just born with it. It's not just something that you just have. It's like a lot of things in life. You have to work for it, man. And it takes a lot of effort, sacrifice. Sometimes you got to drop some things. You got to drop relationships. You got to let some things go. Sometimes you got to plant seeds and let that shit grow. And that's what takes so much strength. And I think really true modern masculinity, that's what I'm calling it, because masculinity, let's leave that in the past. We're going to call this modern masculinity because cultures change, people change. Sometimes certain types of masculinity was necessary back then. It's not really necessary now. So modern masculinity for me is just about being strong, having to do the hard things, having to have the hard conversations. And it has more to do with you, me, like as the individual, than it has to do with anyone else, like with the other person. For an example, I think true masculinity for a man is being able to say no, being able to stand up for themselves, going to the gym, working out, doing, wrestling, jujitsu, karate, all that shit. That's great, dude. It's great for the body, the mind, the spirit, and all that shit. But are you going home and is your wife walking all over you, your girlfriend telling you what to do and treating you like shit, and you're allowing it? You see the difference? You can gain strength, physical strength at doing something, but that's not really important. Because think about when you're going to use these things. It's about balance. So you've got to balance out the strength within yourself and the strength outside and be able to protect yourself and your loved ones. That's masculine. It's all about intent. The intent. Am I going to the gym? Am I working out? Am I putting all this effort in physically so I can look sexy? Right? That's not masculine. Trying to look good and look sexy is not masculine, because that's about that's a feminine quality. That's just, I'm trying to do something so I can look attractive. You know what's attractive? Men, what's attractive to women is like you wanting to take charge. You wanting to be there, secure, being confident in who you are, and being able to allow someone to be themselves. Like those things are masculine. It's not how much you can lift. That's great if you want to be strong. If you're training to lift something, then go lift something. If you want to look good, that's not masculine. If you're training so I can be able to protect myself, protect my family, my loved ones, protect my property, those types of things, yeah, I go to the range, I shoot, I try and get on target, I try and practice that muscle memory, because I want to be able to protect myself and my loved ones and my property. That's masculine. If I'm doing it because I want to look good for a picture or for other reasons, that's the intent part of it. So that's important, being able to be physically capable. But I think what's more important is having the strength to be able to stand up for yourself, because you're going to deal with more situations in life that have to do with that than the other, right? We're not getting into fucking fights every day. We're not shooting people every day. That's just not happening. It's good to be prepared, but it just doesn't happen every day. In most circles, it doesn't happen every day. What does happen every day is that you connect with people. And when you connect with people, there are more opportunities for them to step all over you. Are you going to allow that? Are you going to stand up for yourself? Are you going to say, look, I don't feel right about this. I don't want to do this anymore. Or do you have a long-term girlfriend or even a wife or husband? Because look, masculinity for me, it's not about being a man or being a woman. It's just being strong. Okay, like feminine. The feminine part is being soft. And that can be, we can go into that. That's a lot of different areas that you can be soft in, because it's all about balance, being strong and being soft. There's two different parts. If you want, if you're in a relationship and you're letting that individual walk all over you because you don't have the strength to speak up for yourself, that's something you need to practice, right? We're not born with this stuff, because there are people like you mentioned for yourself, you want to please your person, you want to please them, or maybe you have that something happened in your childhood and you haven't really healed through that, and now you want to please everybody. Or a male figure, your father wasn't there for you, now you're just kind of seeking that male dominant type of father figure in your life, then you're going to be doing those things to try and get that attention. But if you've healed through that and you move forward, you can really start using that strength, that masculinity to say, nah, I'm good. Like, hey man, you want to do this today? It could be as simple as just saying no, because it's so hard to say no. But when you practice and you start saying no to the little things, you're going to be able to build up that inner strength to say no when it matters. And there's a few different techniques, some tips that you can take to even practice saying no. A lot of people don't like saying no because, like I said, they don't want to, or they want to please the other person, or they don't want to look like an asshole, right? They don't want to say no. So there's a technique you can use. I learned this on the internet too. It's really great. You say no up front. You present them with the no, and then you sugarcoat it. So then towards the end of the conversation, they only remember the nice thing that you said. But they're like, oh, they said no, but he said no in such a nice way that it's like not a negative thing. So then you're the hero in the story. You know, like this really, it works. Just try it. Like, no, like if you want to ask, you're going to ask somebody out, right? And you're like, I don't want to go out with this person. Like, I'm not interested. That's fucking negative, and it's harsh, and it's pretty aggressive, and you can leave a pretty horrible emotional scar on somebody. And then guess what? They don't want to fucking ask anybody else out anymore. They've just been, you just fucked them, not in a good way. So you can say no, but man, I really appreciate that you are thinking about me in that way. It really makes me feel good that you know, you like me in that way. So but then you leave it, right? People want to continue. Shut up. Don't oversell it, right? So that's the part where you say no, but you say thank you and I appreciate it. Here's the cherry on top, and you move forward. The same thing with relationships. You're in a relationship with a woman 7-10 years and you're like, fuck, you're married. She's walking all over you. Dude, that can really leave an emotional scar. And that leads back to my own journey of masculinity. I was in that same boat, man. Long-term relationship, several long-term relationships. And I just allowed it. And guess what? Over so many years, decades, that shit is hard. It's a hard neural pathway to break, because now you're not just like really like trying to break one neural pathway. You've now created like a web of neural pathways, and you have to like release one, release this, try this and that and that. And then eventually you're like, I'm my own person again, you know, but it takes a lot of practice. And sometimes it takes a really big, a really big no. Like, hey, I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. I fucking love you. I want to be with you, but this is not going to work for me. Like, I don't like it. So let's work on changing and move forward. If not, I'm going to go, because guess what? Most people don't change unless there's, like consequence, an actionable consequence, not just, okay, strike 10 and then maybe you're out. It's like, no, no. I already told you I don't like it. You're going to change or I'm fucking out of here. That's tough. That could be a really tough like thing to do because people are scared. There's another thing. That's another thing. They're like fearful for being alone. I don't want to be alone or I don't want to die alone. They're so fucking like extreme. Like you're not going to die alone. Like you're super young. There's no way you're going to die alone. So like someone like in even like 50s, 60s, like there's still plenty of time. Also plenty of fish. Like you don't have to put up with that. You need to be very confident in yourself and what you can provide the world. And that's the whole point of it, man. What is your self-worth? If you can see that self-worth, you can see it, you know what your worth as a person, that helps build that inner masculinity to be like, no, I'm not dealing with that shit. So yeah, I did have that's a long answer to that question, but yeah, I do
No,
had
good.
my own journey to that I went through myself where I was like, okay, guess what? I'm not dealing with that shit anymore. You're gonna fucking change or I'm out. And of course, it was like, nah, I'm not changing. Okay, deuces. See ya. Like fucking good times. We're out. And then you do the thing, and then you're out. And then guess what? That person's like, no, wait, wait. And it's like, no, fuck that. I'm not going. Sorry. I gave you the fucking chance, dude. I gave you the chance. You didn't fucking change, and now I'm out. But that's the problem that most people can't do is they can't actually cut the cord and move on. Saying no is one thing. Being able to follow through is another thing. So, yes, my journey was a very rough one, and but in the end, man, now I'm like super proud, super excited about who I am, like my boundaries. And now it's easy with practice. Now it's really easy. If I feel a certain way, not feel, but if I know, because feelings, I don't do based on feelings is tough. That feelings change all the time, and then you can make connections with different feelings, different days. Feelings are just fucking not something you should base your values, your foundation on. Because one day you're happy, one day you're sad, one day you're this, one day you're that. You shouldn't base your purpose on your feelings on happiness either. That shit changes. Because guess what? What made you happy 5 years ago may not make you happy again today. Right?
Yeah,
That changes. So
yeah,
basing it on happiness, a foundation isn't like, oh, it's changing. A foundation is fucking firm. It's stiff. It's strength. That's where we get our values from, is because they don't move. They don't change because it's who you are. So, yeah, long answer.
no, it's good. I think you hit on a few things. But you didn't expect that you were going to be getting interviewed on this podcast. um, there's a from a woman's perspective, right? It's like, um, and this is one reason why, like, for even for my center, I'm focusing primarily on men. And I talked about it last time we discussed. It was like there's plenty of women's retreats. Like we don't need more freaking women's retreats on yoga. And I was like, we need to get back to the core, which is why are women so masculine now? Because we are dying, yearning for our men to step up.
It's a
Like,
vacuum.
I need you to, you asked, I don't know if it was recorded, but we talked about it last time too. Is like, and that I need somebody to be to like the same as me. I was like, no, I need him to be ahead of me, because then it becomes competition, not from me, but because it'll become to where like he's gonna feel like I'm competing with him, and I don't want that. I'm like, I want you to lead me, which is again, I think that was part big reason why I was so enamored with the Marine Corps for a while, because it was that aspect. Like I had leaders, like not always strong leaders, um, but when that prowess was there, I'd become like, yeah, Marine Corps. And when I didn't see it, when it all this LGBTQ stuff started happening, I'm like, what is going on? And it just didn't resonate with me anymore. Not to say that I have anything against the LGBTQ movement, um, but then it was like the transgender, all this stuff that was going on. It was like, okay, are we here for this, or are we here to be a movement? I was like, because that's not the purpose of the military. Whole other subject on that. But uh, like I need somebody to be ahead of me, right? because with what I'm doing next, I was like, I don't want you to feel like I'm competing with me. And on the contrary, what's gonna happen next? Like, I need you to be able to hold the vessel, the space for me as I'm doing this work. And if you're not emotionally stable, especially when these people, these other men are coming here to heal, um, you can't provide that backbone, that solidarity, that foundation. I won't be able to do the work while being in a relationship with you in a partnership, because then I'm going to have to step into a masculine role again to be able to, and we're going to be beating on each other, and it's not going to work. Which is a lot what happened with that 5 year relationship, and a little bit with my most recent relationship. But he was very good at being that stronghold. Like, he didn't, he's a strong guy, um, but he didn't exude like somebody that's gonna, go. If he could, he definitely could go kick somebody's butt. But he was also very protective of me. He had that personality where, like, he'd be super soft with my knees. Having that, because he's around women all the time. Um, my niece was like, painting his fingernails, clear nail polish. She's 2 years old, and he's having that bond with this little girl. And then on the flip side, that later on that day, somebody was going off on the phone with me, over something that she completely misperceived, and he stepped in, like, you can't talk to her like this. And I was just like taken aback, because that's never happened, right? To where a man steps in for me. Normally I'm having to fend for myself, but it was that prowess, and she was like, hey, when he needed to do it, he would do it. um and I think that's a good balance of masculinity, like knowing when you can go kick somebody's ass, knowing that you have the ability to rip somebody's throat off, essentially, but also be able to like step back and say, okay, this is really the space. And you hear it a lot from like Tony Robbins and like Huberman, and like, that balance of exuding both. Um, and I think that's very good from you, that like you're able to understand that now, and when you're able to say no. And it's very hard for women to hear no, from their masculine. But it's like, where is the no coming from? Is it going for the better of their relationship, or is it no just because you're just trying to show authority? If it's a no to improve their relationship towards having mutual goals, then by all means, the man takes the leadership. But if it's no just because, like, and essentially, like, to insert, I was like, I'm the authority here, then that's where the clash happens, and that's where the woman feels like she's gonna have to, protect herself, and the separation starts occurring. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's also, yeah, that's kind of, so every circumstance is different. I'm talking about no, like, no, you're walking over my values. And
Yeah.
a
No.
lot of that happens a lot because we don't establish our values, and we
Mhm.
don't project those values in the beginning of the relationship. We're just like, oh,
Exactly.
lovey dovey, wah, wah, wah. And then all of a sudden, you want to please her, right? Because it's the beginning. Everything's always amazing in the beginning, and you just want to please one another. Oh, I want to please him. He's like, I just want to please you. And you're pleasing each other before you know it. You're just fucking pleasing each other. And all of a sudden, he's doing shit for her all the time, and he's kind of forgetting about himself. Now we're talking about influence. You all are separate, and now you're one. But there needs to be balance. And yes, you can say no, but it's also, as a caveat, it's also, to me, very masculine and intelligent to listen. Take a minute and just listen to what the other person is saying. Just take a minute, man. Like, you don't have to fix their problems. You just gotta listen. Most people just want to talk because they want to be heard. Everyone wants to be heard. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to know they exist in this world with everyone else. They just want that. It's a fucking human necessity. So when someone's talking, just listen, man. Just take a
Mhm.
minute and listen. People love that shit. And also, to be masculine, it's about, like, not, like I said, not just saying, don't say no to say no just because, like, I'm a man. I'm gonna say no,
Yeah.
no, no. It's not that. It's like, okay, well, wait, what do you have to add? Is it something? Most of our problems is ego. It's always going to get in the way. We always constantly have to battle that ego and throw it out because it's like not useful at all. So most of that's going to be, no, your idea is shit. My idea is better. And it's like, but did you really listen to the idea? You probably were just like not listening, right? Because if you're stuck on something, right, you're always like, no, okay, I'm not even going to listen to shit. So it's really masculine to actually listen to somebody and be like, wait, that actually may work. So being able to distinguish between like different ideas, different proposals or solutions and say, you know what, this one was the better one that you came up with. Okay. And let's go with that. It's better. So yeah, that takes a real leader, real leadership to be able to say your idea was better. Don't worry about it. Fuck it, man. It does. You can't look at it like it's as a man and a woman. This is like this is one solution. It's another solution. Which one's better? Which one is most effective for what our objective is? And then boom. But ego, like I said, that's a tough one. That always gets in the way. And it's like nah, because you know why? Because we want to win. We always want to win. People want to win. We want to win. Whether it's like arguments or providing solutions. We want to win. We want to be the one chosen. We want to win. We're winners. People don't like losing. Who likes to lose? Yeah, you learn more when you lose, but it feels better when you win. So that's why we want to fucking win. And to be honest, it's not about winning. The argument is not about winning, but it does feel good to win one. And for most men, I think we're like, fine, go with your thing, fine, every that, right? So many years of just like, fine, because I don't want to hear you shit, I don't want to hear you complain, I don't want to hear you argue about it anymore. So we'll just go with you. Before you know it, you're just fucking there for as a paycheck or
And
a
that's how
solution.
the man becomes a feminine in the relationship when you start becoming a yes a yes ma'am sort of thing.
Yeah,
Like you
exactly.
stop leading, you stop leading the relationship, and now I'm having to do it, and I don't like it. There was one point where he had asked me, are you ever going to slow down? And it had been a rough day for me. Like he had gone fishing earlier that day or whatever, so it was like he'd had like a lot of free time, and where we're talking about building a family, and all I really wanted to answer was, are you ever going to step up?
Well, there you go. That's a perfect example because that's
Yeah.
about winning the argument instead of saying,
No, it wasn't about winning the argument. It was like, to me, I saw it as, and going back to your comment earlier, it was like I don't exude something like I'm somebody that's strong or whatever. But I was like, I don't want to be strong all the time. Like I don't want to be that person that's always hustling at 1,000% and coming to. I'm very good at monetizing things. I know I can make money quickly when I put my mind to it. I know I can multitask a lot of things. I also have a squirrel mind. Like I have like, woo, 2 seconds and I'm like my attention's on to the next thing. So when that question was asked, are you ever going to slow down? All I could think of was like, well, are you ever going to step up to where I don't feel like I have to be doing all these things, to where like if we do establish a relationship, are we financially safe? Are we structured enough to where like I can slow down, because the way I'm looking at you, you're not stepping up. So that means
so
that I have to continue doing all these things.
when we're talking about slowing down and stepping up, you're just talking about money, making money. Is that what we're talking about?
Not just making money, but like the aspect of like, and that's the part, right? Like women assume that that a man's job is to provide financially. Back in the day, yes. Now, especially with today's economy, it's a little bit harder. Like you almost need both to be working. But that's one aspect of it, and it's the emotional providership, that support, that means a lot. I was like, okay, fine, I'll slow down if I know you have us taken care of in this aspect. But when I also see that you don't, then I'm not slowing down.
Hmm. So what if your man was a millionaire, inherited? He don't have to do shit. He don't have to speed up. Does he still have to step it up?
That was a 5 year relationship. He was a multimillionaire when I met him. And I was an active duty Marine Corps officer, paid my own stuff.
You still
And
wanted him to step up?
no, that was not an issue at all. Like that was not even a conversation. It was more on the everything and anything was his way. And me not being recognized for basically anything that I did, right? Um, it was
Recognition
recognized
is
like for,
important too. Yeah.
yeah, recognizing your partner for their things. Like, and it's not just about like as a man telling your girlfriend, wife, whatever, oh, you're pretty. Uh, and it's not just that, but it's the gesture of like acts of kind, like talking about languages of love, acts of kindness, quality time, those things that from and how you receive and accept love, right? Like having that understood from both sides. It's it's very undermined and undervalued, and that's essentially why there's such a disconnect between the two. You might perceive receiving love, and I don't understand it. So those are things that you have to understand early on in the relationship, uh, or partnership, whether it's business or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like understand how the other person, what are their interests, so that you can better serve. Right? We're all, if both were to look at aspect as like I'm here to serve you, uh, but not to me, not where I'm saying like you're here to serve me. That's not the mentality. It's like I'm here to serve you. How can I help you? How can I be of service to you today? Because that makes me inherently feel good when I do that. And
Yeah, I think that's a very important point, especially when with men, because men we like to be given like directions, orders, like what do you want, what do you want, and women usually want you to figure it out on your own. It's like okay,
yeah, how do you not know like what I like by now?
right. So because they don't put the time to figure it out. So I ran into that same exact situation. Okay, but they weren't didn't know their love language, so they don't know what that is, right? I kind of knew from back in the day, but it's got you don't need to fucking know about love languages. You just need to pay attention. Just pay attention, and you think right because the way I want to be loved is I want attention. I want around me, physical touch, and that kind of thing. So automatically, most men are like, okay, the way that I want to be loved is the way you want to be loved. So you do that. Oh, hey, babe, touchy, touchy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But they didn't want that kind of love. It wasn't up until like maybe a year later, it was like, wow, how come this, how come they're not happy? Right? I'm like, I'm giving you so much attention. Why is this not working? You have to play like your own investigation. You have to plan your own investigation. You know what I found out? I found out that they actually liked being alone. That was something they loved. And I was doing the fucking opposite. I was crowding them because that's how I liked it. So that's how you have to like it, right? So that's what I did. But I was making things worse. I
Mm.
was like, oh shit. I found out that later. I was like, oh, you actually like your alone time. That's how you like appreciate love. That's how you recharge. And I'm over here doing the opposite thing. Giving you too much. I'm just adding to the problem. But yeah, just being open, just talking about it. Like, look, it doesn't have to be the love language thing because I'm not. Yeah, that's those are cool. All those things, right? Touch and feel and words of affirmation. I think there's like gifts and some other shit. But there's all kinds of other things, and you can just ask. Like that shit. What I would just told you, that's not on the fucking love language. But ask. Like, hey, like, what
Well,
do you
that's their
want?
version
Like,
of quality time.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the version
Okay,
of
so it's
quality
yeah
time.
their version of that, and
Yeah.
I you would never know unless you just kind of like either investigated it yourself. Like, wait a minute, the more I back off, the more that they love or feel loved. And it's not like they just didn't want to be around me. It's just like that's how they recharged, like that's how they were able to appreciate that gift because it's a gift being able to have what you want, right? I want to be alone for just some time, watch TV, read a book or whatever. That's what I want. That's the gift I want. Give that. It's just not something that registers with men, like, oh, I'm going to give you the gift of being alone. Like, not every woman's like this, but you have to figure it out. And I think that's the fun part of relationships, man, is just figuring it out, asking questions. But I'm just normally an inquisitive type of person. So I'm like, okay, what do you want? What do you want? What's going on here? What about
Yeah.
you? What are you? What's your love language?
Uh,
Spanish.
touch.
Just
Spanglish. I sent a meme to my best friend the other day, and it was something to do. I was like, but when the accent comes out, I was like, pull her back. When I get emotional, like my Spanglish starts coming out. Um, Mine is touch, um, and I think his was like that you mentioned it. Like looking back, is like I think his was alone time, but when we were together, it was like quality time. Uh, so definitely loved like his alone time fishing. And for me, it's like I looked at it as like, well, why don't you want to be with me? Like I have
hmm,
chill time right now. You're asking me when I'm going to slow down, but then you're complaining.
yeah.
So to me, it's like, but when we're together, would we'd have like hours long conversations about anything and everything. Um, and it'd get heated conversations sometimes, but it'd be like not to disrespect. It was like, okay, I'm understanding your point of view, which was great. Having somebody that helps you. I'm a sapiosexual. Like I love learning from my partner more than anything. Like if you like teach me things, that's like you'll have me like this. I'm like, okay. I love learning from other people, especially if it's my partner. So touch and you're teaching me things. It's like, okay, you got me in your pocket, and you can protect me. Like you can take care of me. Like if we go out, like I feel like I don't have to worry about things. You got all those things figured out. I'm golden. Um, so
That's
like
cool. You know
the
exactly what you want.
yeah, and I'm vocal about it. I was like, if you plan the date, you tell me where to be. You the logistics, right, going back to our previous talk, is like as a logistics officer, like when I can shut that off, that part of me where I don't have to think of like cradle to grave how things are going to happen, and you've stepped into that role, then I can relax. I can be in my happy giddy feminine state. But when I feel like you didn't plan for something, then I'm like precautious, like my shoulders get tense, and I can feel it. um and that was something that for the most part, and I think that relationship was able to do quite well. um and I think like especially for men that are transitioning out of the military, when you have such a structured thing, a life, and then when they step out of that, and then like it's almost like, what do I do now? Like what's my identity as a man? Because being a man was being in the military, having a purpose, having all those things. So then they become the docile person at home. They step out of that energy, so to speak, and it's hard for them to find purpose and click back into that. um but yeah, so to your question, it was like, what's how do I perceive it? Is like it's touch, right? So if you're with me, I want you to be soft with me, and then go kick everybody's ass outside. you know
Yeah.
Go do all those things outside.
That's exactly my. That was exactly what we were talking about. You have to have a nice balance of strength and softness. That's real masculinity. It's just being able to know when to implement the two. One, being strong in who you are, being strong and be able to stand up for yourself, being able to protect yourself and whatever's in your circle, and then being able to be soft if that's what your person wants you to be soft when they want you to be soft. Like having the capability of being soft, not always rough. Like rough. Oh, I'm rough at work. I'm rough at home. I'm rough at jujitsu, and now I get home and it's like, hey, don't shake me, man. I'm like a
Yeah,
baby.
I'm tender.
Learn how to be soft,
Yeah,
and then you be soft at home, and it's like okay, but you got to learn how to transition that, go from strong to, all right,
but I think when you
suave.
when you're with the right partnership, that comes naturally, right? It's not that you have to learn to like put a switch. It just naturally kind of happens. Um, it's
That
I just
also may happen when in a relationship when it's tough because there's so many variables and this like culture has changed where like now both partners are working. It used to be like the man works, comes home, and it's like, wah. It's like, oh fuck, what now? There's a disaster right going on, and it's like now I can't be soft when I get home because I got to fucking clean up all the gnarliness that's happening here. So it was like there's always tense. But now it's different because women are working and men are working. So now where's the balance? When does the man become that used to be his, I guess what they considered the masculine part is like, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to provide. Okay. But now the woman's like, well, I'm working and I'm providing too. It's like, okay, fuck. Now, is there some competition here? Where is my opportunity to be masculine? And I think that's what we're struggling with nowadays is trying to find that balance and that opportunity to insert yourself. Knife hand. I'm masculine now. And maybe it's not traditionally, like I said, it's modern masculinity. So maybe it's not like I come home and I protect you. It's maybe I come home and I make some dinner. Maybe I come home and I got to clean up a little bit. Dude, I don't see things anymore. This is why I was telling you. I don't see things anymore like oh, that's a woman's job, that's a man's job. The fucking rug needs to be, I was gonna say mowed. The rug needs to be vacuumed. Where's the fucking vacuum cleaner, dude? I got it. Cause, dude, I'm a fucking man who gets shit done. I don't care what the fucking task is. If it needs to be done, where's the tool? Let me get it done. Fucking floor's dirty. Boom, get the Swiffer. I mean, shit can't be any easier than it is today to get shit done, right? We got Swiffers, we got vacuum cleaners. You don't have to take a rug out and beat it anymore. Like those days.
Got the little robot. I had to. That's part of the reason I was running late because my robot turned on, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I gotta turn it on.
Yeah, man. Maybe that's the part. Maybe it's really about just, and this is what I think is the core of masculinity is knowing when to take charge and rolling with it. Just move. It's got to get done and fucking move. Like, guess what? My woman's still working today. I got off early. I'm gonna make something to eat. She gets off. Let's be fucking ready. Let's munch. Let's get it done. Or guess what? The fucking place is a mess. She's still working. Dude, I got it. Fucking get it, dude. Do it. Just do it. There's no like cleaning his woman and hammering fucking nails in the walls masculine. No. It's just about what needs to get done and are you man enough to just get it fucking done? And you know what? This is a different show. We don't talk about that. But maybe in the feminine side it's the same way. She's like, oh, I gotta get shit done. Well, if your man is stepping up in the way that I just explained it, then maybe the woman steps it up after work. Oh, guess what? Man just made dinner. Guess what he's getting? I'm not going to say it, but you know what? Something
Yeah, because that
special.
allows us. It's no, it's perfectly fine. I'm glad you said it. It's like it allows us to step into the feminine. That's also providership, right? It's not just financially. It's like you, I feel taken care of now because you understand that I'm also freaking drained and I'm like I'm tired. And you, so this was a conversation. And one thing I will not tolerate from any, like I will lose complete respect for men when they start shit talking their wives. And they're like, oh, you think I'm gonna? It's like, have
Oh
you
yeah,
told her this?
that's dude.
Like,
That's
no.
wrong, man.
Like, I like don't you don't get to shit talk your partner with me, um, unless you've had that conversation with them. And if you're gonna have that conversation with me, it's like, are you trying to resolve, or are you having this conversation so that you can step out and you're looking for confirmation of what you're feeling? Because I'm gonna take one of the two positions.
That
So,
ayahuasca, did that teach you that?
oh,
It's like
no,
it's
that's
like
me.
telling you. That's a good thing to know, especially about men. Man, who's telling you our secrets? I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
no, and
Just
again, that's what I realized, right? Is like when you, this was a huge um argument or point of discontention with that longer relationship and with my marriage too. Is like I can't be all these things that you want me to be and still like, wear the sexy lingerie when my brain is still on the masculine framework of I like once I get home I have to do this. I'm providing all this, and what the fuck do I need you for? I have a vibrator for that.
right.
So it's
Look, I
like
can get it done. I don't need
I
you
can
to
get it
tell
done in
me.
the shower.
Yeah, and that's dude,
um
that's another. Oh God, don't even get started on
so
that one.
if you are able to put me in that when I get home, and same thing for a man. Like I think a man gets even more turned on when they get home and their girlfriend, wife, or whatever is like has their meal prepared for them, has all these things. Is like, man, I can come home and just now I can be in my soft 3-year-old boy self and relax. And now I want to take care of my wife, girlfriend, and please her in any way that I can, whether it's sexually or whatever. And that's the beautiful thing when it stops becoming toxic masculinity. It's like, how dare I get home and, woman, my meal's not served to me. And I was like, that, no. It's like, it's nurturing on both sides. It's,
Yeah.
they're both looking at it from a sense of,
And there's
how can I
ways.
better serve you?
There's
Um,
ways you can get through that kind of stuff without looking like an asshole. Like, hey, did you have plans
yeah,
for dinner? No? Okay, I got it.
yeah.
Finish up here. I'm going to figure it out. Whatever, man. Even if you got to go out and get it, fuck it. It's still food. Girls got to eat.
Boys got to eat too. And I was like, did you get married and all of a sudden you forgot how to take the basic things that you were doing when you were single?
Yeah, I don't even I don't look at it like that. I mean, I don't look at things like that anymore. Like I said, I just shit got to get it's either got to get done and, and get it done or it's not going to get done. And then you ain't going to fucking eat. So like I can take care of my place. I can cook for myself, clean for myself. That doesn't mean I'm feminine. It just means I know what needs to get done and it's going to get done. Take out the trash, go walk the dog. Those things are just need to get done, man. Just fucking do it. Stop complaining about it. Go do it. You got the dog, motherfucker. You know. If it's such a pain in the ass, get rid of it. Fuck. It doesn't have to be such a center of pressure
Mm,
point of pain. Anyways, check it out. Let's do another one of these sometime.
sounds good.
You got any other last minute
Um,
words of wisdom for our
no, I mean,
audience?
I think we talk more about relationships than masculinity, but like I hope that more men, and I'm seeing it more and more, right? Like more men are stepping into their true masculine because they feel lost at this point right now. It's like, where's my place in the world? And understanding, um, as you said, what modern masculinity is. Like, we don't want you to be like the savage that, the Spartan, right? We talk about Leonidas and how he looks at Margot. Like be that strong man that can take care of things, take leadership, take ownership, make decisions. One of the things, like especially on the spiritual realm, then guys become too feminine. I was like, oh, let me sleep on it, let me dream on it. It's like, no, then that just becomes like, now you're me. Like I was
No,
like, and yeah,
yeah.
I need
You
you to
can
step in.
feel you can feel what's a yes and what's a no. You already know.
Exactly. I was like, when you start saying, "Let me go sleep on it, let me think about this," it's like, then it's a no, and it's like it's decisive action, or you come back to your partner or whatever, and have that discussion. And decisiveness, leadership, stepping in and taking care of things, being able to rip somebody's throat out, but also knowing when to, like, when that you have the ability to not, and on the feminine side, and knowing when to, um when your man is vulnerable, knowing how to be that mountain for him as well, that pillar that he'll need to rely on every now and then, which doesn't happen as often. I think men bottle things a lot because that's been the the MO for millennia, right? That men don't show emotions. But as the woman in the relationship, it's like, it is our job to allow our men to be vulnerable, because if they're not vulnerable with us, who are they going to be vulnerable with?
Hmm. You know
They're,
who.
they're going to go
Ho ho
seek
at what?
they're going to go seek Susie, and then you're mad because they went and did that, right?
Hmm.
And so
Keeping
it's
the
like,
great dad
allow
stays at home.
allow that sacred space for them to share what's going on in their mind, because
Yeah,
they need that as well.
absolutely. It works both ways. Like I said, humans in general, we all just want to be seen. We all just want to be heard. So for men, you got to come home. Women, you got to listen to your man, man. Whatever fucking bullshit happened at work, it's got to happen. It's got to go from here. It's got to come out. And the same for the men. You're going to have to just sit there and listen, man. Look, it's going to bring you to closer together. And then guess what? You're going to be able to put conversations together like towards the end of the week and just be like, oh, yeah, guess what? Whatever happened to what's her name at work? You were talking about it. Guess what she's going to do? You were paying attention. Guess what? Get in the bedroom right now, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
You know it. You know
yeah,
it.
for sure. For the women, allow your men to learn to be men. I learned this through my dad and my brother. my brother didn't have a true masculine to look up to. My parents got separated, divorced when my brother was 8. My dad left his house when he was 14. So also remember that they're learning the ropes of how to be a man. And if they don't have, men need to be in groups where it's healthy masculinity, and women need to be in groups where it's healthy femininity. So allow the space for men to grow, and sometimes that takes coaching from your partner as well. It's like, hey, these are the things I want you to do. I would expect from you as my man, and can you step it? And that person is going to grow to that, because once they understand that, they're going to want to become that person for you. So I'll leave it at that, especially with Men's International Day. To the men that didn't have those figures, um, and have become, strong men, I applaud you. Like, I see you, I applaud you, I love you, because it is a hard journey. We ask so much of our men, and we don't always recognize that, and we need to applaud them more. Enough of this like feminism movement and women are not appreciated and all that stuff. It doesn't happen because we don't take voice of our men as well. So we need
Yeah.
to also take care of our
Love
men.
that, dude. Life is learning, man. Let's relearn this shit. Let's get back together. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because you have to make the fucking tough decisions as a leader.
Yeah.